Welcome to Jay's Gamepad, everybody, and wagwan. First and foremost, I'd like to ask if you could please like, subscribe and hit that bell notification if you like this video or any of my content. Much appreciate you. Let's get into this video. So today I want to talk about the gaming industry, and I want to talk about the future of this gaming industry, and I also want to talk about this current generation, this console generation. So the reason why I want to talk about the current gaming industry and the future of our gaming industry, because I don't like what's going on. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like what's happening, to be honest with you. I am seeing major red flags across the board since this generation has started with PlayStation and Xbox. But today I'm going to more focus on Xbox, because without competition, you're going to get a whole bunch of fuckeries. And there's a big argument to say that it's already started. It's already been happening with this console generation already. So with the whole gaming industry, this generation, I don't particularly like the fact that how they are mass producing these consoles. They're bringing out different versions. They're bringing out the Slim, they're bringing out the Pro, so forth and so on. And the prices of these hardware are just going up and up and up. And when they should be really decreasing. In every generation we've had up until this one, all the console iterations that come out during the console generation, the console's life cycle, they go down in price, not up. But you're going to hear arguments about inflation. You're going to hear arguments about recession. You're going to hear arguments about taxes, import tax and so forth and so on. But let's not pretend that we haven't been dealing with taxes and all these different situations through the birth of the gaming industry. But never in any other generation, should I say, that where they are trying to offload the cost to us consumers, us gamers. These greedy corporations, these corpo individuals are pushing it all onto us. The fact that they feel comfortable to keep on bringing out these consoles and increasing the prices tells you everything you need to know about this generation. Even when it comes to games and gaming as a whole, the last generation, the PS4 generation, was way better than this generation. When you just want to talk about PlayStation exclusive, if we're going to talk about PlayStation, way better. Like, it isn't even an argument in terms of the quality of games, new games and sales, and the money that PlayStation has made of their games and their exclusive IPs. It's not even an argument across the board. The last generation was way better than this current generation right now. I want to highlight Xbox because I believe that Xbox are a major reason for why Sony and Nintendo feel comfortable to come out with their fuckeries and increase prices for games, increase prices for consoles. They be doing crazy shit, like they be increasing the price of a new console, then dropping it £50, making you feel like you're getting a deal.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
When really we're just getting robbed, nickeled and dimed. They're trying to cast genjutsus on us gamers and us consumers. And if you've got any smarts, any common sense, you already know wagwan. You already know what they're trying to do. But a lot of gamers, a lot of people don't know because they're just going about their everyday life. And I can't even say anything, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But this is the reason why this channel and channels like this are here, so that we can inform you and have these types of conversations and chop it up with you and tell you wagwan and give you my thoughts and opinions. I think that Xbox is a very big reason for what's going on. And it all started with the massive acquisitions that Xbox went out and, you know, acquired all these studios. Because the moment they did it, Sony went and did it with Bungie and so forth and so on. Before Xbox did what they did, trying to get Activision and all these other companies, Bethesda, so forth and so on, Sony wasn't trying to do anything like that, not to the scale of what Xbox. I knew that when Xbox acquired these big studios, it was the beginning of the end. The beginning of the end, because the amount of money, the amount of figures that was getting thrown around to acquire these massive studios, these IPs, oh my giddy gosh. Like different levels. Numbers and figures that I can only dream about. But these corporations, Microsoft, Xbox, this is what they were doing. PlayStation, Sony, this is what they were doing. But it's like, it was good in one sense because it creates competition. You see your competitor doing something, you're gonna want to react, you know, or like try to get ahead and try to be the first and have the other or your opponents reacting to you. So it was cool in that aspect, but it was the money and the figures that was getting thrown around that made me realize that this is a major red flag. And what happened? Like, we got like godlike studios going under, disappearing because they wasn't making enough money for Xbox and Microsoft to feel like it was worth and for these studios to even continue, which is bad for everybody across the board. It's bad for us as gamers because it means that the studios going under that makes really good games, and it's bad for the industry because it means there's less competitions for other studios and other devs to compete with each other when it comes to making games and on the creative side.
I want people who invest their careers in working here to feel like this is a place that they can be successful.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
The fact that they all felt like it was okay to increase the prices of their hardware and their software, paying £70-80 for games are not any better than what they was last generation. They might look better, but I'm not giving any credit to Microsoft, Nintendo, or Xbox, or to any of these devs when you're producing or developing games on better hardware that can produce better graphical fidelity. Like, it's like bigging up a game for super quick loader times when these consoles have got SSD hard drives compared to when they had HDD hard drives in the last generation. Why would I even talk about that? That is just common sense. So in terms of quality of games and how long they're taking to be produced and to develop and to come out, it's not worth us spending more money on these games. It really isn't. And it's because these gaming companies feel like it's okay to increase the prices of their games and their hardware, when all they're doing is just taking components out of the hardware, mass producing it, the same console, but mass producing it using cheaper components, but offloading the cost to us. Xbox came out recently and decided to increase their prices for Game Pass, and the whole gaming industry, regardless if you gamed on Xbox or not, if that was the platform you game on, everybody across the industry did not like it, and they had something to say. And I like that because that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? When these gaming companies, when these corporations, these corpos are doing something that's anti-consumer, that's doing something that's not good, and they're taking the McVitie's biscuit without chocolate on it, you know what I'm saying? Then we need to speak up and say something and make our voices be heard and vote with our wallet. You know what I'm saying? So I like the fact that we came out, but it's the fact that like they felt comfortable to do something like this. It's because potentially Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, they all want gaming to be digital. They all just want you to just like, just buy games digitally. There's no more hardware. You can play games on your phone, on your tablet, on your TV, whatever. They don't want any hardware anymore. They want to cut out all that cost, to make the most money, maximum income. That's what these greedy fucking corpo fucks want. You know what I'm saying? No real care to us. You know what I mean? If they could have done it 5 years ago, they would have been done it. The only reason why they haven't done it yet is because one, the technology isn't really there, and two, is because they know the backlash is going. There's gonna be a major backlash if they try to do it.
That's it, man. It's game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Instead of them trying to dictate to us how things should go, we're the ones that need to be dictating to these companies how things are going to go. We should be telling them what direction we want our community, the industry, our games to go in. We are the ones that need to vote with our wallet, because without us and without our money, these corporations ain't anything. They ain't shit. But the point is that Xbox backtracked a little bit with this Game Pass and turned around and said, okay, so for those that are currently got Game Pass, the price will remain the same, but for new customers, they have to pay the new prices. But if you was a existing customer but you cancel your subscription, then you'll have to pay the same price as the new customer that comes on board, which is fucked up, because I do know a lot of people cancelled it because of the ridiculous price hikes that Xbox tried to introduce to the gaming industry, and that was fucked up.
And today there's really two choices on how do you grow the industry. Do you say I have a fixed number of players, the players that we have today, and do I find new ways to monetize those players to get more money from the players that I have? Or do you think about how do I expand the business I have by finding new players and adding those to the base of players that already play?
And I will say this, if they haven't already, Xbox need to come out and let everybody know that if you did cancel your subscription because of us, because it's Xbox's fault anyway, then we will give it back to you for the same price you had it. But they're not going to, because all they want is for everybody to be paying the new prices anyway. And who's to say that later on, when things cooled down and stuff, you know, and they got a better feel and a better control of the narrative, who's to say that they're not gonna change it and increase the prices due to terms and conditions anyway for the existing current gamers that are on Game Pass?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
It's a fuckeries. It's a major fuckeries. And part of the reason why I wanted to talk about Xbox mainly is because of the fact that I bought Gears of War Reloaded for the PlayStation PS5, and I bought that game and it didn't really hit me until I brought that game home and started playing it. And it was only then I thought to myself, this whole thing with exclusive IPs, I always thought that Nintendo, PlayStation, Sony, their exclusive IP should only be locked to their console. I never agreed with the fact that you should be able to play an exclusive IP like Gears of War on PlayStation. I've never agreed with that. But when I bought that game and I brought it home and I played it and I started tapping buttons, only then when it really, really hit me to the point where I was like, this feels wrong. As crazy as it sounds, and you got to understand, I love Gears of War 1, 2 and 3. Godlike games, godlike trilogy. I love them games on the 360. 360 is Xbox's best console ever made in my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? But as much as I love them games and I've always wanted to play them games, and part of me kind of wished that it was on PlayStation so I could play it, when I sat down and played it, it just felt wrong. It felt wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I think obviously Xbox wants their IPs, they want their games on every console because they're trying to recoup money, because they spent billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars on these acquisitions, getting these companies, getting these studios, and it hasn't paid off. And a lot of it's to do with Microsoft and Xbox, the way that they manage the whole situation. Yeah, dark times, major red flags. So I just think to myself, with the combination of the price increases for software and hardware, the nickel and diamond, the lies and the manipulation of their services, with Game Pass, with bringing out exclusive IP games on different consoles and stuff, and it just being wrong. I just think that this generation has been the worst generation, and it makes me fearful of the future of gaming, because it seems like all these companies and all these studios care about is just making high fidelity games. There is no real innovation in gaming. You got the woke gaming access media coming out endorsing this bullshit with their fuckeries, you know what I'm saying? With their tongues in each other's a-holes in a fucking echo chamber bubble.
Pause what?
All of these things destruct and hurt, create real creativity, real innovation, bringing out real games, proper games. Games don't need to cost all this money. You got the studio that the company that just brought out was it Shinobi Art of Vengeance. That game is godlike. That game was what, £30? £30 for a game like that. You know what I'm saying? And the game industry's fucked, because when you had certain games that came out, yeah, I can't remember now, it's escaped me, but I remember that there were certain games that Bold Escape, for example, yeah. Now, I never played it, but I've got friends that play that game. That game was godlike. What they had in that game, the performance, the creativity, the story, the characters, everything, the world, how big it was, the things you could do in that game. It had the game industry shook, because you had these woke gaming access media, you had other game studios coming out tweeting, talking about, well, don't expect this to be the norm. Why not? If you want to charge us 70, 80 pounds, this is the level, this is the AAA level of gaming that you need to be producing. Was it like, not like Assassin's Creed Shadow, was it all that whack woke bullshit? You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that all this political woke, was it woke correctness or whatever you want to call it, it's really fucking up and hurting the gaming industry, because that is another reason why a lot of these studios are going under, because they're pumping millions and millions of dollars or pounds into the development of these games, and when they flop and they're not making their money back, this is when people get let go and studios get closed down.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Because of shit like this. If you're gonna like come out here and ostracize half the fan base or half the gaming community when it comes to certain games or IP, and you don't make no money, you can't be shocked, you can't be surprised.
Did IQs just drop sharply while I was away?
And I'm fearful for the future of it. And a lot of it I blame with Xbox. And the reason why, to bring this full circle, is because without competition, this is what happens. You're going to get Nintendo coming out thinking they can charge stupid prices for their console and charging you stupid prices for physical games, but there is no real physical games in the fucking box and shit, really just paying for the code, but you got a box sitting in your house to look pretty on your shelf. What is that? You know what I'm saying? Ridiculous prices just to play games that you had on the Switch 1 to play on the Switch 2. These type of practices are fucked up. And it all stems from because there's no real competition, because you got Xbox folding earlier on during this generation with their fuckeries. Was it giving PlayStation and having PlayStation thinking it's okay to do their fuckeries? And if this is what's happening now, God knows, the gaming God knows what's going to happen in the future.
In the quiet words of the Virgin Mary, come again.
Gaming's about having fun, it's about creativity, it's about art, it's about escapism. You know what I mean? It's just about like enjoyment. But gaming, console gaming in particular, has become a very expensive hobby. And it's starting to be, and in my opinion, it's starting to become this elitist thing that I don't like. It's looking horrible. Very elitist thing. And the game industry isn't too big to fall. We saw it with Hollywood, we saw what's going on, and we're seeing it now in the gaming industry with all these studios, these woke activists in these companies, and the quality of games that are coming out. The length of time that these games are taking to come out is disgusting, because it's not making any of these games better, because we're still getting major day one patches anyway. You know what I mean? We're still betaing half these games after we bought them anyway. Like after we spent 70, 80 pounds. Like what kind of fuckeries is that?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
I love this industry. I love the gaming community. I love playing games too much to not say nothing. And when you got like companies like Xbox that are folding, it gives Nintendo and PlayStation and vice versa the license to do all sorts of fuckeries. We need competition. We need healthy competition. It's very, very important. And this generation has not been healthy, because a lot of these companies, especially Xbox, they have made some real big blunders and mistakes. And this is the reason why I'm going to put a lot of the blame on Microsoft, because clearly they've got too much money, but they just don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to spend it. They don't know how to use it. And clearly we're seeing what's going on. And all it's going to affect is the game industry, the community, and us gamers and us consumers. That's who it's going to really affect, us. You know what I'm saying? But all we can do is to stand 10 toes down on the front line, speak loudly as possible, and vote with our wallets. The future of gaming industry. I am shook to see what the next generation is going to be like. I am really, really shook to see what the next gen is going to be like, because this generation has been poor, in my personal opinion. There's a strong argument to say that this generation isn't even as good as the PS3 generation when we're talking about PlayStation. So anyway, longer video than what it needed to be, but needed to get this off my chest and say what needs to be said. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and feelings and your opinions. What do you think? Do you disagree? Do you agree? Are you in the middle? And are you fearful of the future of the gaming industry? Are you fearful of the next gen when it comes to quality of games, hardware, pricing? Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification if you like this video or any of my content. You can also hit me up on the social, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, jaysgamepad across the board. You ain't got to tap, press anything else but that. And also, if you want to find me or hit me up on PlayStation, my gamer name is MrGhostProtocol. So I guess I will see you and speak to you real soon.